Okay, let's unpack this. You've asked us to take a deep dive into, well, one of the most anticipated boxing rematches in quite a while. Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois, too.
Absolutely. Massive fight.
And for this deep dive, we've really gathered insights from an incredible array of sources, interviews with seasoned fighters, respected trainers, top analysts, plus news features, historical perspectives on these big heavyweight rematches.
A real cross-section of view.
Exactly. So our mission today is to kind of cut through the noise, pull out the most important bits, and give you the inside track on what makes this fight just so fascinating.
From the first fight's controversy to the tactics, the journeys these guys have been on.
Yeah, it's all in there. We want to help you understand why this isn't just, another fight. It feels like a proper date with destiny for one of them.
Definitely.
So, ready to get into what's really going on beneath the surface.
Let's do it.
Kicking things off, then, we're looking at a huge night for boxing. This rematch, Wembley Stadium, Saturday, July 19th, 2025. And the undisputed heavyweight crown is on the line.
Can't get bigger than that.
And Alexander Usyk, he steps in, hoping to, do the double on Daniel Dubois. He's already done that against AJ and Fury, hasn't he?
He has. Remarkable record in rematches. But for Dubois, this is huge, too. It's not just the title. It's about fulfilling this prophecy his father had for him, become undisputed, a British boxing legend.
Right. And he's apparently brimming with confidence, really looking to avenge that first loss.
You'd expect nothing less. He feels he has unfinished business.
It is quite striking, though, isn't it? Dubois himself saying there's been an unusually downbeat build-up, feeling it's kind of going under the cover, despite being a massive unification bout. Does that sound right to you from the source?
Interesting he feels that way.
Yeah.
Because from everything we're seeing, the transformation in Dubois has been immense. People are definitely talking about it.
Yeah.
Carl Frampton, former world champ, great analyst. He describes Dubois as a different fighter now. Says he's grown up, gone from boy to man.
That's a strong statement.
And his trainer, Ben Davison, backs that up. Says his self-belief now is on another scale. It's completely changed.
And that shift, that boy to man thing, it really shows when you look at his recent fights, right? Since losing to Usyk back in August 23. Wow.
Yeah, the three best wins of his career, arguably. Yeah. Stopped Gerald Miller.
Yep.
Beat Filip Hrgović for the vacant IBF belt. And then last September, just demolished Anthony Joshua. 5 rounds, 4 knockdowns. That was something else.
It really was. And now he's known for starting fast and going fast. Yeah. That's a big change. So what's behind it? What are the drivers?
Well, digging into that, the sources point to a few key things. Dubois himself just says, maybe I just want it more now. Simple as that. Maybe.
Sometimes it is.
But there's more. His father, Stan, has been a huge influence, right there with him every day in the gym.
That connection seems vital.
Dubois credits his dad with putting that idea in his head. You will be a world heavyweight champion, a legend like Bruno or Lennox Lewis.
And didn't his dad push him incredibly hard? I read something.
Oh, yeah. Dubois mentioned his dad made him do crazy stuff as a kid. Like 4 or 5 hours of knuckle push-ups. Insane dedication.
Oh, wow. 4 or 5 hours. That's intense. Does that kind of single-minded focus risk missing other things, though?
It's a fair point, but in his case, it seems to have built this incredible will.
Yeah.
And it's not just the dad. Don Charles, his head trainer, gets a lot of credit, too, developing him not just physically, but mentally.
Right, the whole package.
And Dubois feels they've helped each other, which says a lot about that relationship. It's a partnership.
So it's clear he's not just bouncing back. He's been forged by the hard times. That loss to Joe Joyce, the broken orbital bone, all the criticism.
Exactly. The sources suggest it didn't just make him tougher. It made him believe setbacks always make way for a good comeback. It fundamentally changed his outlook.
And yet, despite demolishing AJ, there's this feeling he didn't get the credit.
Yeah, that's a fascinating thread. He feels people talked more about AJ losing than him winning. So he's still fighting for that full, proper recognition. Could be a massive motivator,
Absolutely. And facing him is a champion who, well, seems to command respect without really chasing it. Usyk, undisputed champ.
The man.
Right.
Widely seen as the best heavyweight of the past 25 years. Beaten Joshua twice, beaten Fury twice, undefeated since 2013, 23-0.
And beyond the obvious skills, Frampton calls him a genius. The intelligence technique. It's that mental side, isn't it? That seems to be the core.
Oh, completely. Derek Chisora put it bluntly. To beat Alexander Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head.
He shared that story about Usyk, didn't he? Sleeping at home in Ukraine with missiles flying overhead.
Yeah. Chisora said it shows he's cut from very different stuff. And Tony Bellew connects that background to why Usyk fights. It's for legacy, not just the payday. That changes everything.
Yeah, that's a deep motivation. And you see it in the ring, how that mental strength translates. He immediately takes the center, controls space with feints, flicking around.
Makes opponents work so hard without even landing much early on. It's draining.
He's not a one-punch guy, but the combination punching, making guys afraid of him hitting you, and those shots you don't see are the ones that hurt. Deceptive power.
It's masterful, really. Now, the age question does come up. Father time, right?
Right. He's nearing 40. Dave Allen, David Hay, they've wondered if the recent tough fights are taking a toll.
Some are asking. But most experts, Chisora, Bellew included, they dismiss it. They call him a warrior, say he shows no signs of slowing, and crucially, they believe he's so tuned in, he'd pull out if he felt he wasn't 100%.
That self-awareness again. Fighting for legacy means not fighting compromised.
Exactly. It's not just about being tough, it's about being smart about his condition.
Still, it was interesting that note about him being semi-rattled by mind games from DuBois' camp. George Fox, Don Charles' son, apparently got under his skin a bit.
Shows even the best aren't totally immune, I guess. Little cracks, maybe?
Maybe. Which brings us neatly to the first fight. August 2023. That controversial moment.
Ah, yes. The punch. DuBois lands it right on Usyk's belt line. Referee calls it low. Usyk gets about 4 minutes to recover, then stops DuBois in the ninth. Still talked about constantly.
And the interpretations were all over the place. Chisora seemed conflicted, called it low, but also said it was in the stomach.
Yeah, he wasn't sure. Frank and Eddie Hearn were pretty clear, though. They said Usyk was hurt to the stomach, moaned to the referee, and while maybe debatable if it was low, he didn't cop one in the nuts.
Quite the graphic assessment there.
Well, it's boxing. But yeah, the debate itself shows the ambiguity.
And Spencer Oliver's take was interesting. Even if it was a legit body shot, he felt Usyk has the capability to have found his way through that problem. Would have run, recovered?
Maybe. But DuBois' view is key now, isn't it?
What's he saying?
He doesn't want to dwell on it, but he did say, that wasn't me at my best. I landed one good shot, but that weren't my best shot.
Ooh, implying there's more power where that came from.
Exactly. And he firmly believes Usyk has weaknesses to the body, to the head, wherever a shot can land. That first fight clearly fuels that belief.
So that punch, legit or not, is hanging over this rematch. Big psychological factor. Which leads us to tactics. How does DuBois win this? What's the game plan?
Pretty clear consensus here. Aggression, pressure. Chisora and Oliver both say he has to take the fight to him, impose himself early, stamp his authority, no waiting around.
Get in Usyk's face from the bell.
Yeah, and body work is crucial. Everyone stresses this. Use his jab aggressively, but focus on slowing Usyk down with body shots. Then switch to the head.
Frank and Eddie Hearn confirmed it too, didn't they? Usyk doesn't like it to the body. It's a known potential weakness.
It seems to be. And because of Usyk's engine, the timing is critical for DuBois. He has to get him out there in 5 or 6 rounds. That's the window.
Go late, and Usyk likely takes over.
That's the fear. So bottom line, DuBois probably won't win on points. You got to knock him out. It's high stakes.
Knockout or bust. Okay, and Usyk, what's his expected approach?
You'd expect the usual Usyk masterclass. Come out and he'll come on, taking the center, controlling space with that movement and those feints. Business as usual.
There is that interesting point from Frank Hearn.
Yeah, that was intriguing. Hearn suggested that if DuBois can push Usyk backwards, Usyk becomes maybe 70% of the fighter. So if Usyk does go on the back foot,
it could turn into a proper shootout. Less chess, more checkers.
Potentially. It depends if DuBois can actually force him back consistently. Big ask.
So with all that laid out, the history, the styles, the controversy, how are the experts calling it? Where's the consensus, or is it split?
It's genuinely split down the middle, which tells you something. You've got big names backing DuBois, Ricky Hatton, Vidal Riley, Dave Allen. They point to his confidence, power, physicality, and, yeah, Usyk's age.
The believers in the new DuBois.
Exactly. But then you've got equally respected figures firmly in Usyk's corner. Ben Davison, David Hayes. They're emphasizing the genius, the unbeaten record, how incredibly hard he is to hit clean.
The proven champion argument.
Precisely. And then you have guys like Frampton, Chris Eubank Jr. basically saying they're unsure. They see DuBois' improvements, but Usyk's just been so consistently brilliant, it makes it a really tough call.
And history offers support for both sides, doesn't it? Usyk's perfect in rematches.
Yep, AJ twice, Fury twice. Hard to argue with that.
Heavyweights can flip the script. especially after rebuilding like DuBois has. Joshua did it against Ruiz. Lennox Lewis came back against Rahman and McCall. It happens.
It does. Often, the better boxer wins the rematch through adjustments, but DuBois definitely has that puncher's chance. More than just a chance now, maybe. It's that classic dynamic, isn't it? Amplified by everything we've discussed.
Absolutely. And, while we're deep in the fight itself, the sources we looked at also brought up some bigger picture stuff for boxing. Stepping back a bit.
Yeah, like the whole issue of integrity in the sport.
Right. Strong calls for much tougher penalties on failed drug tests, like throw the book, make it one and done. Protecting fighters is paramount.
Chisora really highlighted that, didn't he? Refusing to fight Gerald Miller, even for big money, because of Miller's past issues, that's taking a stand.
It really is. It's foundational. And then there was that interesting point about the heavyweight division's future.
Chisora worrying about a potential boring spell as the big name's fury, A.J. Wilder, might start fading out.
Yeah. And the need for new characters. Guys like Moses Atoma need to build their personality outside the ring, too, not just inside it, to really capture the public's imagination and sell those big fights.
It's true. Boxing needs those larger-than-life figures as much as the skill. It's part of the whole package.
So we've really journeyed through it all, haven't we? The tactics, the transformations, the controversy, the massive stakes of Usyk versus DuBois, too.
It's been a deep dive, for sure, highlighting the skills, but also those psychological battles, the personal stories.
And as we look ahead to Saturday night, it leaves us with this really compelling question, I think. You consider Usyk's incredible mental strength, forged in a war zone.
Unbelievable resilience.
And then you look at DuBois' massive personal growth, that hunger for legacy his dad instilled.
Yeah.
What really matters most when it's all on the line for the undisputed title.
Is it the raw power? That one shot DuBois clearly believes he has.
Or is it that relentless belief, that will forged by setbacks? Or maybe it's something else, that almost kind of superhuman resilience Usyk seems to have. Something beyond just the physical that makes a champion.
What is the thing that elevates a fighter right to the very top?
Yeah. What stands out to you listening to all this as the single decisive factor that's going to crown the undisputed champion this time?